what's up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast live from Jacksonville, Florida. Please welcome your host of the most, Trevor. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for always stopping by and listening to another podcast. I really appreciate it, guys.
So the appetizer was sweet onion dip.
Weird.
And then there's two salads. Cranberry walnut spinach.
Gross.
And then buffalo chicken chef.
What's buffalo chicken chef?
Just like a green leaf salad with buffalo chicken, obviously.
And this is for Thanksgiving. And this is for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, keep listening, fool. The main course. Turkey breast with Cajun flavoring. And then a brown sugar honey glazed ham.
Okay, that sounds delicious.
And then St. Louis style pork ribs.
I don't know. Are they Southern?
They're Asian.
What?
Who is Asian? She's white.
That's okay. And what else is there?
And listen to their sides. They have a billion sides, and they're ridiculous. Apple walnut stuffing, garlic mashed potatoes.
Those are good.
Macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
Mixed vegetable casserole. Fiesta cheese winter vegetables. Hash brown potatoes with ham and bacon. Pepperoni pizza.
And how'd you find all this out?
Dinner rolls. Sliced pickled beets. Cranberry sauce. And turkey gravy. And then soup is a beef tomato vegetable soup.
And how'd you find all this out?
Because he posted it on Facebook with pictures. And I'll be damned if there is not fucking pepperoni pizza next to the macaroni and cheese and the vegetables and stuff like that.
That's a little weird.
I mean, he always makes like tons of like elaborate, flavorful foods. Okay, so I gather he's a super good cook, but you can't take a billion things and throw them together. Like, I'm not gonna serve someone like lasagna with sweet potatoes on the side. Like, just because I might make both really good, that's just an example, but just because I might make both really well doesn't mean they go together.
Yeah, but you're not going to go out there and be like, hey, we're going to have tacos, but you're making cheeseburgers as well. Like, that the cheeseburgers wouldn't go with tacos. You're not like, hey, we're going to get cheeseburgers, tacos, and rice. Like, the cheeseburger...
Exactly.
The cheeseburger... Or it's not like you're going to an Asian restaurant. You're like, hey, I want a sweet and sour pork and a double cheeseburger. They're like, we don't do cheeseburgers. Well, they're both delicious. Why don't you make them?
Exactly. Like, just because two foods are good does not mean they go together.
He made a lot of food, but is it like a shitload of people showed up or something?
Not to my knowledge. He has 3 children and a wife, and I think that was it, because I believe all the rest of his family is not in America.
If you only had 3 kids and you're serving that much food, are you trying to fat your kids up? Because that's a lot of food. I can see you making a lot of food that maybe you like, but why on Thanksgiving having pizza when normally people don't have turkey all the time? You don't have turkey and pizza. I'm surprised you didn't just put all the ingredients on the freaking pizza and made it like a turkey pizza or something.
I know. It's like, I don't know. It was crazy, dude. It was some crazy shit. But here's young kids, too. They're like 7, 11, and 12, I would say.
Is that like a traditional thing? Like a traditional Asian thing to have pepperoni pizza or something?
I was just like, what the fuck? That's so weird. Yeah, it was very interesting, you know. And I love hearing about people's Thanksgiving meals because it's tradition and it's custom and it's culture. And
Yeah, but
it's different and it varies by region. But that was like the weirdest one I've ever heard.
But when I told you what we had, that to you was pretty normal, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, my family doesn't have macaroni and cheese, but I know we're in the South, and most families here do.
I never had
it.
the macaroni and cheese before, so when they cooked it, I was like, okay, you had the turkey, the smoked turkey, we had, what else did we have? We had the macaroni and cheese, the mashed potatoes, the sweet potatoes, and then we had like a green bean casserole and stuffing, and then you just had biscuits. That to me is like a pretty normal traditional Thanksgiving, but pizza and like onion dip, that's weird. That's like the food that you named off would sound like a Super Bowl party. That's what I would think of. I'm like, oh, that's what they have at a Super Bowl party, not that's what we had at Thanksgiving dinner.
You know, it reminds me of my family's New Year's Eve dinner, because with New Year's Eve, our food is all over the place. It's just a whole bunch of little snacks. You know, we don't have a big dinner. We just gather around a whole bunch of snacks. So we're going to have chicken wings. We're going to have calzone. We're going to have Cheetos. You know what I mean? Like a whole bunch of shit that doesn't go together. But that's all. We just snack.
Yeah, but are you gonna have But is your mom? Yeah, but is your mom gonna be like, hey, let's just say for like Thanksgiving next year, we're having spaghetti and meatballs? No, because that would not even. Everybody in your family would probably be like, why are we having spaghetti and meatballs when we can have that any other day of the week?
Yeah, well, we have it every other day of the week being Italian.
Yeah, but most people, like I said, don't go and fry turkeys or go out and smoke turkeys on any other day of the year besides Thanksgiving, unless it's like you own a restaurant or something. Then that's something different.
What are you guys doing for Christmas, you know?
$50. Then I had a 10% off coupon. Then I opened up a credit card with them and I got another 5% off. So now the $600 stove was like, or this like $650 stove was like $550, something like that. And then
You went to the one on Monument, huh?
yeah,
Yeah, I know where that's at.
and then they bring the stove to the house. It's the wrong stove. And the delivery guy was like, you know, you should call and complain. They'll take some money off. And my dad was like, really? He's like, how much? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, but it's worth a shot. My dad called and complained. So now the stove, remember that was $650 that I got for $550?
Now it's like $350.
They took $200 off because they brought the wrong stove. All right. So listen, now the stove that was $550 was $350.
Okay.
All right. So 2 days later, they bring the stove again.
The same one?
It's the right stove, but they forgot the cord. My dad called back. They're like, oh, really? $150 off. $200 for the $650 stove.
Yeah, that's the. What is up, people? Giving back during the holidays is something I think everybody should do. But I honestly think, why wait till Christmas, Thanksgiving, or any holiday to give back to people who are less fortunate? That's what I don't understand. Is you always see these people, these social media activists. Well, I'm giving back. I'm helping out the less fortunate. Do you ever do that 364 other days? No, you don't. You probably just wait till Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever the holiday is in your country to give back. I think the best way to give back is to go to these less fortunate places where it's like homeless or like a food bank or if you're donating clothes somewhere, I think those are the places you should be donating all year long or as much as possible. There is this place where they had this donating box outside, and pretty much when I went over there, people were donating like old ripped up magazines, looked like garbage, looked like a box of rocks and shells. I'm like, who the hell is donating this shit? To me, donating for Christmas, I give back to the Salvation Army, I think it is, people to ring the bells outside of the store. I don't know if that's all over the world, but I know here in the States, we have where you ring the door, like these people are ringing the bells, and there's like a red bucket outside, and people are asking for donations, and I gave at least a couple of dollars. I'm not saying I'm giving hundreds of dollars. No, I gave a couple of dollars. I gave one to like $2, and I gave a bunch of change to another lady, and it makes me feel good to give back. But I always want to know, is my money really going to help people? Because sometimes it's better to actually give it to a homeless person so he can go out and get the food himself instead of having some organization try to pass it out to people. But the holidays to me is not about the gifts. It's about hanging out with your friends and your family and enjoying the family time. That's really what Christmas is to me. It's about hanging out, spending time, relaxing and chilling with your family, having good food, good conversation, and just relaxing. That's what holidays should be about. But for the people who don't have that, it's not great. It makes you feel like shit. Because I've always told the story. When I was in college, I didn't have any family or friends around. I basically had, I think it was Thanksgiving by myself. And I think it was Christmas by myself too. And personally, it made me feel like crap because I was like, yeah, I could go out and buy all this food and grub and still eat, but why would I make a Thanksgiving dinner or a Christmas dinner for myself? And you guys might be thinking, well, what? Why were you by yourself? Well, put it this way, my family was 3,000 miles away, and there was no way I could physically go and fly. So it's just that one situation where I understand how the homeless or these people who have nothing in their life feel. It really brings me back to that situation when I see somebody struggling, because I felt like I was struggling. Even though personally I wasn't struggling, I still had money, had a place to live. I could have went out and grubbed. I'm not one of those people that's going to invite myself, like, hey dude, can I come spend Christmas with your family? No, I didn't do that. And I was expecting, let's say, a roommate or a friend to be like, hey, because you don't have friends and you don't have family around, would you want to come hang out with my family? I would have been like, yeah, sure, cool, because I would have enjoyed my time. But I didn't have that opportunity. No one invited me. So, like I said, I understand how people feel when they have no family or no friends or no gifts or nothing. It's not about the gifts. It's about the gift to me is hanging out with your friends and family and enjoying the family time. That's really what it is. And I think the older you get, the more you understand that. Once you're younger, I really don't think you understand it. I think as a younger age, a teenager, maybe you're thinking, where's that Xbox 360? Where's that new Nintendo? And it's like, it's not all about the new Nintendo, stupid. It's about hanging out, relaxing with the friends and family. I could care less if I got a Xbox this year. If someone gave me one, I'd be like, cool, thank you. But I wouldn't ask for something. And personally, when I ask for gifts, I try to make it no less than like $40 because I feel, why would I want someone to spend $300 on a TV or $400 on a game system? To me, that's weird when people are like, dude, I got 29 gifts and they all came to like $250. I'm like, yeah, I got one gift. And they're like, really? That's it? Yeah, I don't need 500 gifts. I really don't. If I want a gift, I'll buy it myself. I think that's just the way it goes. At least with guys. Guys are more prone to go out and buy a game or what they want during the year instead of waiting until Christmas. But I just think Christmas is a great time to spend with family and friends. Giving back is a great thing. The best thing to do is go to a soup kitchen. Go somewhere where there's homeless. Go back and give back, even if it's an hour of your time or 2 hours. Volunteering is something that's always great and appreciated because these people will really appreciate it if you're out there serving them Christmas dinner, making sure they eat before you eat, because that's how I always feel. You gotta give back. I don't care how rich you are, how well off you are, you always gotta give back even if it's not giving money, it's always great to be like, hey, I'm going to go to the soup kitchen and help. Because, like I said, when I was in college, this whole story, there was this dude chilling downtown in Chico, California. And I was just walking downtown, and it was like maybe a day before Thanksgiving or something like that. And I had a pastrami sandwich from Subway, which are delicious. And I gave the dude my sandwich and a few quarters, and I said, here you go. And he goes, I don't want your sandwich, because you know the dude has what do they call it, he had pride, and he doesn't want to feel like, well, I'm a 60-year-old man, I don't want you as like a 20-year-old give me your food, because I'm not that way. But I was like, dude, you can have it, you need it more than I do. And personally, I had food in my house, and this dude really looked like he was struggling. So I was like, dude, you can have the food. And he really, from what I remember, looked at me and was like, thanks. Like, really meant it. Like, generally sat down, like, looked at me and said, thank you, I really appreciate it. And it looked like the dude was going to cry. And to be honest, it made me feel really, really good to help that dude out in that situation. Because if I was in that situation, I would want somebody to do the exact same thing, even if it was a McDonald's cheeseburger. This dude's taking this food and eating it like it was the best meal on the planet. Even though Subway isn't all that great or the best food out there, this dude ate it, and I felt really good for it. So let me know if you guys have ever done anything for anyone and it made you feel good about yourself. Maybe it was a homeless person, maybe it was an organization you helped out with, but let me know what you've done to help somebody less fortunate, because if you haven't done anything, you really can't say much, because once you do something for somebody that is less fortunate, and even if you don't even know the person, it really makes you feel really good about yourself. That's what that situation did. I gave him my food, gave him whatever change I had, and I was like, you need it more than I do, you can have it. And I bounced and I left, and I could definitely tell from the dude's reaction that he really, really appreciated it. He didn't give a shit what was on the sandwich. He didn't care what kind of food it was, as long as it was something that he could taste and he can eat. So that is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Boom. Thanks for listening to another podcast. I'm out of here.